What's up, guys? Dan here from Worth It or Worthless, and today I'll be taking a look at the Sega Genesis Mini. I'm a big fan of the mini consoles that have been coming out in recent years, and the Genesis Mini finally went on sale for $50, so I thought it was a great time to order one and see how it stacks up against the other mini consoles. The console comes preloaded with 42 games, and it includes 2 controllers as well, so you won't need to buy an extra one to play any of the 2-player games, and of the 42 games, quite a few of them are more expensive Genesis titles, so I'm excited to see if they're really worth the price of admission. Let's take a look. Now, the Genesis Mini comes loaded with an interesting selection of games. 2 games have never actually been released on the Genesis before, Darius and Tetris, and there are even a few games on here that have never been released in North America, Mega Man: The Wily Wars, Super Fantasy Zone, and Monster World 4. As far as the rest of the games go, it seems like there's an interesting mix here of games that might appeal to both retro game enthusiasts and casual fans alike. You've got staples like Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage 2, Toe Jam and Earl, and Golden Axe, and you've got some games that are more interesting for more hardcore gamers like Castlevania Bloodlines, Gunstar Heroes, Phantasy Star 4, Beyond Oasis, and Contra Hardcore. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the game selection here, but it is lacking some notable games. The games that are here cover a pretty wide variety of genres, and the console does come packed with more games than a lot of the other mini consoles. It's interesting to play the games that were previously unreleased, and I think the Genesis Mini adds some really great games to my collection. Speaking of collecting, I went to PriceCharting.com and I crunched all the numbers to see what kind of value was packed into this thing. And there are nearly $1,000 worth of games on this thing. So if you're like me and you just want to play retro games on your HD TV with an original controller, and you're not too concerned about acquiring cartridges, and you still want to play on physical hardware, this is a really great, inexpensive way to play these games. You can play them with save states, you got a CRT filter if you want, you've got a few different wallpapers, some very limited video options, but this is a great way to play them on an HD TV from the comfort of your couch. Now lastly, overall, I would say that I'm pretty happy with the quality of the hardware itself here. The controllers feel like they're really well made. The cables are over 6 feet long, so you don't have to sit too close to the TV if you don't want, like you have to with some of the other mini consoles. The reset button on the console does the same thing as holding down the start button for a few seconds, which will pop up a menu that allows you to save and load your games and go back to like the main menu and all that kind of stuff. Overall, you'd expect a quality piece of hardware from a first party, and that's what I think you're getting here. So is this thing worth it or worthless? I think it's definitely worth it at the $50 that I paid for it. I think it's even worth it at the full price of $80. I think there's a lot of value here. You get the 2 controllers with it. You get some games that have never been released on Genesis before. You get some games that have never been released in North America before. Overall, I'm really happy with the quality of this thing, and it's one of my favorite mini consoles, and I think I can highly recommend it. Guys, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you are looking for more retro game goodness, please check out the Worth It or Worthless podcast, where we go in depth every couple weeks on a retro game from my own personal collection. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next one.